How's it going out there? All right, so Facebook is a beast with a potential audience of over 3 billion users. How do you leverage those users? How do you leverage Facebook to really create an effective strategy for your brand and your business? Well, that, my friend, is what we're going to talk about today. Hello and welcome. I'm Bridget Brady. I am the founder and CEO of Amp Up My Biz, a full service online marketing agency. I am the creator of the social media transformation program, the Social Media Success Academy, and I am the author of the #1 international best-selling book, Jobs to Jammies. All right, Facebook. So we have your profile. We have your business page, I hope. We have your Facebook group, maybe. We have Facebook events. We have Facebook stories. So, how do we effectively put all of this together into a strategy that will actually help you build your business, right? Attract your ideal clients, build your know, love, trust factor, and build your business. So, the first thing I'm going to say, hey, Jenny, if you're here live, please say hello. It's so good to see you. All right. So the first thing I'm going to say is I want you to start with the end in mind and get really specific about what you're up to on social media as a whole and, and on Facebook as well. So I get build your business, right? So I talk to clients and students all the time and I'm like, all right, let's talk about your goals. And one of the first thing they say is, well, I want to make more money. Fantastic. We all do. Fantastic. I want to build my business. Absolutely. What specifically are you using, and social media as a whole, but we're talking really about Facebook today. Today, for the next 8 minutes, it's our social media 10-minute training. For the next 8 minutes, we're going to talk specifically about Facebook. So what I want you to dive deeper before you put out a single post, before you create pages and groups and you're creating content and going live. What are your specific goals on Facebook? Are you driving people to events? Are you filling events? Are you driving people to consultation calls? Are you building a huge and amazing community in a group where you're not only going to empower people and teach them and train them and love them, but also do business with those people, right? So the first thing I want you to think about before you do anything else is what specifically are you doing on Facebook? That's number one. Then number two, I want you to think about all the different pieces of the puzzle. So one of the biggest questions that I get is, should I be posting on my profile or my page? So let's start with what the difference of those two are. So your profile, your personal profile, is where you really should, I don't like to shit on us, but that's just your personal profile where you're doing your personal life. That's for pictures of your kids and your dogs and your wine tasting and your honeymoon and your vacations. And your sips of wine, right? That's where you're doing your personal life. Then your business page, and I highly recommend, like 1000%, a business page if you are a business, right? If it's not just a little hobby, if you're actually trying to grow a business, grow a company, you must have a business page for many reasons. One, officially, you're not supposed to do any business on your personal profile. Now, of course, if you're an entrepreneur, right? Your business is in your heart and in your soul. So you will very likely mention your business on your personal profile from time to time. But officially, Facebook says, look, business belongs on business pages. So one, you don't want to get a little slap on the wrist from Facebook. Two, you can only have 5,000 friends on your personal profile. Do you not want way more than 5,000 fans, followers, subscribers to your business page? Yes, you do. And then three, you cannot do any paid advertising on your personal profile. So even if you just want to boost a post, if you want to do the simplest little things that Facebook offers you, boost a post, run an ad, you must have a Facebook business page. So run, don't walk if you don't have one yet, and create a business page. All right, next on our hit parade is a Facebook group. I just had a lovely conversation with one of our clients this week about creating a Facebook group and how we're going to invite people from her page into her group and cultivate the relationships inside of a group. So, this is what I'm going to say about Facebook group and Facebook strategy. If you are going to build the beast, you must feed the beast. Again, specificity. What are you doing with that group? Are you building a community for people to network in? Are you building a community to have a private, there's another doctor that I work with, and inside of his group, people get pretty personal about their medical situations. They are much more willing, and this is true, people are much more willing to share personal tidbits about their life, about their business, about their issues inside of a private group than publicly to Facebook, right? So, are you building a community? Are you teaching classes? I do a ton of education in my Facebook group. As a matter of fact, I have a masterclass coming up next week. The link is in this post. That happens inside my private Facebook group. So it's right, it's a little bit, it's gated content, right? So what are you doing inside of your group? Because if you have some really clear goals about what this group is for, what you're going to do inside your group, a Facebook group is a fantastic strategy. It is a great way to bring people in, grow your know, love, trust, right? Have an actual community where people know this is our private community with Bridget. This is the private community with you, right? All right, then now we're talking about posts and stories. So Facebook stories, very similar to Instagram stories. They live for 24 hours. They live in your Facebook stories, and then obviously your Facebook posts, your memes, your videos, your lifestyle photos, your tips, your tricks, all your lead magnets, all the things. So next on the hit parade, I'm going to say, I want you to utilize as many of those things that make sense for you. Oh, and Facebook events. How can I forget? Right? Facebook events are a great way to say, hey, I have this masterclass coming up next week. Hey, everybody, would you like to come to my masterclass? Right? And then people say, yes, I'm interested. And then Facebook, thanks, Facebook. Facebook will remind people of that event. If they say, yes, I'd like to come. Yes, I'm interested. Facebook will remind people that that event is coming up. So, in an ideal world, if Facebook is one of your chosen platforms, just yesterday, we talked about what platforms are you going to focus on for your overall social media strategy. If Facebook is one of your platforms, then I recommend using all the pieces of that puzzle for a couple of reasons. One, they're pretty cool features, right? It's some pretty cool stuff. You get to get personal, you get to have your business page, you can have a community, you let people know about events, posts, stories, etc., etc. Hey, Delgado, I'll answer your question in a moment. So if you're using Facebook, I say use all the pieces of the puzzle. One, they're cool. And two, the Facebook algorithm, right? An algorithm is just the code that works in the back end. That's just the computer saying thumbs up, thumbs down. We like this. We don't like this. We're going to show this content. We're not going to show this content. We're going to show this content to tons of people. We're going to show this content to 3 people. So the more of the Facebook features that you're using on a regular basis, the Facebook algorithm loves that. The Facebook algorithm's like, oh, yes, thank you for using all of our features. We're going to continue to show your content to more and more people. All right, so I'm going to do a quick recap for those of you who just joined me. Thanks for being here. And then I will I'll look at some questions over here. So one is, get your goal in mind first. What specifically are you up to? Right? Not, and I love build your business, but not just build my business. Of course, you want to build your business. What specifically are you working on your social, in your Facebook? Get very specific and very clear about that goal. And then two, decide which pieces of the Facebook puzzle you're going to use to achieve that goal. I vote all of those pieces.